On this first Sunday of Lent, I have two tasks before me. One, to talk with you a bit about our annual Catholic Charities Appeal, and also to talk with you a bit about the Scriptures. Many of you are familiar with Catholic Charities. You've been contributing through the mail or through in-pew opportunities. Others of you may not know a whole lot about this, or may not have been participating up to this point. Our diocesan bishop, Bishop Lennon, wants this year to be a big opportunity for Catholic charities. And the theme this year comes from the gospel of next weekend, the Transfiguration, where Jesus is shown in glory and the Father's voice is heard, "This is my beloved Son, listen to him." Listen to him is the theme this year. And I am very glad that Bishop Lennon is asking every parish in our diocese to do it this weekend, next weekend, and so forth, because we can never do enough for the poor and for the needy. We talk about stewardship, all that we have as a gift, our time, our talent, and our treasure. And looking at our treasure, a traditional way to offer that to God is through tithing, ideally 10%. 5% for our parish, the other 5% for other charities. And Catholic Charities is a wonderful way to think of other people in need. It is diverse, it is broad spectrum. Here in our 8 counties of the Diocese of Cleveland, Catholic Charities in Cleveland serves people with 143 health and human service opportunities at 64 locations, serving 300,000 people a year, serving older members of our 8-county community, serving people with disabilities, serving children and families, serving the homeless and the hungry and the poor. 86 cents of every dollar contributed goes directly to the poor in our 8 counties, and 100% of that money stays here in Northeast Ohio. And it's very much in keeping with the season of Lent. Our prayer, our fasting, and our almsgiving, our concern for the poor and the needy. I have supported Catholic Charities every year in my priesthood, and I intend to continue doing that, making a pledge again for this year. And in that spirit, I encourage you to do the very same thing. Our diocesan goal this year is $10 million. And when you think of all the poor in our 8 counties, $10 million over a 12-month period, while it sounds a lot, is never adequate. This year, every parish has been given a goal to reach. Our parish goal for the Catholic Charities Appeal this year is $69,000. Now, we are not assessed that, we are not billed that, but we are to aim towards that. And to be very honest with you, I think with what we're able to do in our parish, we're capable of far surpassing that. We can never do enough for the poor and the needy. It's part of our calling. And as we look around and we see needs increasing, joblessness, homelessness, foreclosures, and less of government money available, it's important that we each do what we can. Next Sunday, February the 17th, every parish in our diocese is going to hear a homily by our diocesan bishop, Bishop Lennon, through the miracle of a CD. Bishop Lennon thought this important enough that he wants to speak to all the some 225 parishes in our 8 counties. So he will deliver the homily next weekend. And then we have the opportunity, through envelopes in our pews, to make our commitment for Catholic Charities. This is not a second collection. This is a commitment for this next year. And I encourage you during this Lenten season to take it to heart. In the bulletin this weekend, there is material about Catholic Charities. Please look at it this week and listen to him. Listen to him as he speaks to your heart and to mine. I know that we all get lots of solicitation for charity. And I am glad for whatever you can do, for whatever charities touch your heart. I would never discourage anybody from any particular charity. But I would also let you know that if you're looking for a charity that is broad spectrum, that is diversified, that can reach people that you and I don't know, and maybe even some needs that we're not aware of, Catholic Charities in our 8 counties of the Diocese of Cleveland is a most excellent way to do that. Let's hold each other in prayer as we think about the poor and the needy this week and what the Lord is asking of me and of asking of you. Together, let us listen to him. This first Sunday of Lent is sometimes called Temptation Sunday because the gospel is about Jesus going into the wilderness to pray and to fast for 40 days and 40 nights and to be tempted there by the devil. And that's what we heard about in the gospel today. 40 days and 40 nights that our Lord fasted and prayed would be one of the reasons that Lent for us is 40 days and 40 nights. Temptation Sunday also speaks of the very first temptation in the history of humankind, of Adam and Eve in the garden, and the devil in the form of a serpent, tempting them, and they sinned. If you ever wonder why there is confusion in our lives, why there is frustration in our lives, why we are prone to sin, that's why. Because of original sin, the first sin of our parents, Adam and Eve, and they have passed on that legacy ever since. We are subject to the consequences, the weaknesses of their sin. So Jesus goes out to the desert to pray, to fast, and there he's tempted by Satan. Jesus does not give in. He is victorious over the temptations of the devil. And he will conquer the devil and sin and death by his